All right, everyone. Hello. Welcome back. Welcome back to Eternal Midnight. I'm here with Chad and a special guest today. Hello, Kevin.
Hello,
Hello.
everyone.
Hello, Chad. How are you guys today in this special midweek episode?
Midweek, which is gonna be a nice segue into our next retrospective, right, Santino?
Yes, our next retrospective is the Wizarding World itself. We're gonna be reviewing all 8 Harry Potter films, including the two Fantastic Beasts movies that came out. Now, this special midweek episode will be just on how we got into the franchise as a whole, like what inspired us to go into HP. So, um, since Kevin is new here, let's start with him first. How did you get into HP anyway?
Well, like I wanted to watch more and more films because I felt like my experiences with film has been very limited, so I wanted to expand. So in 2018, it was the summer, I was bored, but then in July 21st, like I was looking at my TV, like we have Xfinity, and I was looking at the free movies section, and suddenly I see Harry Potter movies, all 8 movies. And I was thinking,
Okay.
maybe I should like watch them, because like this is the perfect opportunity to watch all of them and see why people love it. Because like I remember as a kid, like I was surrounded by some people that loved Harry Potter. I remember one time in middle school, someone came to school dressed as in their Gryffindor robes. It was just like, let's see why people love it so much. And like I would watch the first one, I was like, it's pretty good. I liked it. Second one, I was like, oh, this is really getting good actually. Third one was when I realized that I was starting to love this franchise. Like I was getting very attached to Harry, Ron, Hermione, and some of the other characters as well. And then, then with the Goblet of Fire, when, like with the whole Voldemort thing coming back now, I was now starting to become more and more invested in the series and sometimes too invested because, like, when watched Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, and pretty soon Deathly Hallows, I was having trouble focusing on the other stuff, like, because, like, I have a life kind of, and I was having trouble focusing on, like, some other stuff because I was just focused on Harry Potter, like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen to my favorite people? And I would actually have trouble eating. Like I lost my appetite during that time period. I was always thinking about what's gonna happen. What is gonna happen in the Deathly Hallows? And I watched the Deathly Hallows, like part one. I was I was very tense throughout the movie, and I was like, dang it, I can't watch the second, like the part two immediately because like I had some other stuff to do that day, and it was, by the time I was done with the other stuff, it would be late at night. So I decided to watch it the next day, and I did watch it the next day, and it was just that experience was just something I don't think I ever felt. It was just amazing. Like I just enjoyed watching the conclusion. It was great. It made me very emotional, and ever since I like finished the series, I was like, I want more. And like that made me want to read the books, and I also wanted to watch the Fantastic Beasts movies because that was the same year Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald would come out. And I actually watched Fantastic Beasts in 2017, although I wasn't that invested, mostly because like I didn't really care about the Wizarding World at that point.
hmm
So I was excited to rewatch Fantastic Beasts and watch the new Fantastic Beasts movie. I actually got all the Harry Potter books now, and including the book that shall not be named. And
Oh my God, we do not in this house. We do
not
not
speak of
mention.
it.
We do not speak of it. All right. We do not speak about that book.
Well,
Okay.
not the book to play, but
Oh God. Okay, I don't
I
want to get into that.
I actually have the both of the Fantastic Beasts scripts, although in the forms of books actually. So I have those. I still haven't read them though, for some reason.
All
I'm
right.
actually in the process of rereading all the Harry Potter books. I have many of the I got many merchandise like the Legos. So,
Nice.
yeah, I'm a full-blown Harry Potter fan now.
Okay. Chad, how about you, man?
Well, I'm a little bit older than you guys, and so for me, I was there when I read the books. I read a couple of them before the movies even came out.
Ooh.
Because I remember they didn't really start gaining traction, at least for me, until they started discussing that the movies were going to start. Because when did the first movie come out, Santino? What book were they at that point?
When the first movie came out, they were at book 3.
Okay.
So
The
remember,
first movie came in 2001.
yeah.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, so for me, like in 2001, I was a freshman in high school. So I remember seeing people like, now it became something where like that. It was kind of popular. Then they announced they were doing movies on it. So then that's when everyone really started jumping on the bandwagon of it. And I actually was one of those people. I did get book 7 from the store at midnight. I
Nice.
waited in the line
Uh,
and I did get it with all the other fans who were waiting to get it at night.
Okay.
So yeah, for me, I don't think I saw them all in theaters. I think I saw almost all of them. I might have skipped one or two. Um, but I know I read all the books almost as soon as they came out once. Yeah, because I didn't really start getting into it, like I said, until book 3 was already out. So I was able to blast through 1, 2, 3. And then it was just as each book came out, I went out and bought it and read it. And then if I didn't see the movies, right when they came out in theaters, I got them right when they were coming out on DVD or I'd rent them. And now I've still got all the books, even though my collection looks awful because some of them are paperback and some are hardcover.
Oh wow.
And my movies, I've got all 8 of them on the Blu-ray set. And I've got Fantastic Beasts 1. I just have not seen the second one yet because I did not hear good things about it from theaters.
Well, we'll get to that later.
I might be the only one that'll like it here.
I like it as a Harry Potter.
I might like it. I'm not sure. I just haven't gotten to it yet. It's
I
never
like
really been a high priority.
Kevin,
So
you're the
I
only
might
one.
be surprised.
You're not the only one. I like it too. But
I mean, yeah, what you did say was like as a film, you said it was like kind of bad, but as a fan, you like it.
As a film, in terms of storytelling, it's bad. As a Harry Potter fan, like if I can be diehard fanboy, yeah, it's pretty okay. It's not the best, but it's pretty okay. All right, so my turn.
Oh, and then real quick, the play that shall not be named. Never read it. I read a I watched. I think I watched a YouTube video on the synopsis of it, and I wasn't impressed.
Uh, I mean, yeah,
I watched Flames video. He represented my feelings.
movie what? Movie Flames?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watch him too. He's like the #1 expert on Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically.
Okay, so my turn. Mine's different. Like, it's really different from both of you because, okay, so for me, I was grade 2 when I started getting into Harry Potter because I studied in a school back then. I studied in an all boys school, so and we weren't allowed to go to the cafeteria, the school cafeteria until grade 3. So when I went to when I went into grade 3, I started going to the library a lot because I liked reading, and there was the Harry like there in like in the children in the young adult section was this entire like set of the Harry Potter books that came out. So I was like, this was 2006, so the last one hadn't come out yet, right?
Mhm.
So I bought. So I wasn't really in. At that point, I was into fantasy. I didn't like superheroes as much. I didn't really like, Superman, Batman, Spider-Man. I was into that. I was into like magic. So I said, you know what? I'll try Harry Potter. So I borrowed the first one from the library. And the funny story about that was, it was overdue 2 weeks because I didn't want to bring it back. I finished it. Yeah, I didn't want to bring it back. Okay, because like I didn't want to bring it back till I finished it because I wanted to finish the entirety of it. So all the from books 1 to 3, I had to ask my mom for extra allowance to pay the overdue book fine. It was
Wow.
Yeah, because I wanted to finish it. Like one night I stayed up until like 2 in the morning just to finish like half of Prisoner of Azkaban, right? Because it was so
Nice.
good. Yeah. And then my mom said, you keep on asking me for money to pay for these overdue books. I'm just gonna buy you the books anyway. So that's
That's
how
how
I
you
got
do it.
like my first Harry Potter. I didn't get the books in order. My first Harry Potter book I remember so clearly was Goblet of Fire. That's the
Okay.
book I had in hand, hardbound. I got it from my bookstore. I went home. I stayed up until 3 reading half of the book. And then I went to
Nice.
sleep. And then the next one was the next book I got was Order of the Phoenix. And then for my birthday, my mom got me Deathly Hallows when it came out. So like I remember clearly. I woke up early for school. I had my favorite breakfast prepared for my birthday. My mom comes and says like, "Hey, I got you your birthday present." It was this like huge box, right? It's like, "What's in this?" And I unwrap it, and it's Deathly Hallows. I was like, "Oh!" I nearly fainted. I really I nearly fainted. Like, oh my god. So like, yeah, and then the same day in the evening, she took me to the bookstore to get Chamber of Secrets. So yeah,
Nice.
my book order was 4572, and then um Sorcerer Philosopher's Stone, Prisoner of Azkaban, and Half-Blood Prince were filled out by my tita who died from cancer, rest her soul. She in her will, she gave me the last 3 books so I can fill it out, and the Harry Potter chest where I can put all the books in. So yeah,
Oh.
that's how I so yeah, I was diehard way before like grade 2 I was diehard for Harry Potter. Like I was so into it. I didn't think of anything else. The movies I watched, I think I watched 6, 7, and 7 Part 2 in theaters. Oh, and 5. So 5, 6, 7, and 7 Part 2 in theaters. For Christmas, my mom got me the box set, which I still have, which I still use for my retrospectives. I use that box set. I got like various. I got like the film wizardry, like how it was made, and then I got like the updated film wizardry and how Deathly Hallows Part 2 was made. I got, of course, the book that shall not be named for my for Christmas. Sorry, not for Christmas. For my graduation from grade school. So I transitioned from grade school to high school. For my graduation to grade school, my mom surprised me with tickets to London, and we went
Oh
to
wow.
Warner Brothers studio tour where they made the films. Like actual
Oh.
sets where they like, I saw the ones that Emma Watson, Rupert Grint, Daniel Radcliffe, that's what they used in actual scenes for the movie. I saw that. I was in the I'll send you pictures if I have. I was in Dumbledore's office, the chessboard. I've seen the night bus. I've seen Privet Drive. Like they have a backlot where they filmed for Privet Drive. I've seen that. So yeah,
Nice.
I
Wow.
yeah, I know, right? I was so diehard, and then for graduation from high school to college, my mom took me again to Universal Studios Japan, where I went to Wizarding World of Harry Potter. And they and here's the funny story. My mom was like, this is your time. I'm just gonna leave you here. You're a grown adult. You're 17. I'm gonna leave you here for 10 hours. I'm gonna have coffee in the cafe there. Leave you there. Come back. Here's money. Come back when you're done. Fanboying out. And yeah, man, I did a lot there. I did the where they picked me for the Ollivander's wand shop. So I got a wand that was made for me. Like
Nice.
Santino, this wand chose you. It belongs to you. I was like, yes. And I was a 17-year-old guy. I was like, and then everyone's like, there were little kids, little boys and girls, and the guy picked me, and I was like, Santino, this wand belongs to you. It chose you. It's like yes, and they did the thing where they put the wand in my hand, and the lights glow, and your hair is like standing. Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. And then I bought like Dumbledore's wand. I have Voldemort's wand. I have Hermione's wand. I have Ron's wand. I can't find Harry's for the life of me. I cannot find that. I cannot. It's hard to find. Harry's is hard to find. I rode the Forbidden Journey, the Harry Potter ride, which you will love, I'm sure. Like I hit a record 20 times. through the entire day.
Nice.
Whoa, that is awesome.
20 times I wrote it, and then because I had Express Pass, like so you can just go in and cut the lines. I was like, yes, I
You
kept
take
on doing
advantage
that.
of it.
Yeah, and then I've tried Birdie Bot's every flavored beans. Like, trust me, the vomit one is as bad as it sounds.
I was gonna say, what's the worst one you've had?
The vomit one or the earwax one. The earwax one is pretty bad.
Oh.
I've tried chocolate frogs. I've gotten the cards. I have. But I'm just basically diehard. I have done everything that is like I've gone above and beyond the Call of Duty of like writing and reading and watching and like so the best thing about like the studio tour in London is the fact that there's these handprints of all the cast members. So you have Emma Watson's, Rupert Grint's, Daniel Radcliffe's, they're all on the wall, so you can like touch them. Like, yeah, man, you're touching the same slab of stone that Daniel Radcliffe. Like, I was fanboying out. And the thing is, my mom and my brother, they're not HP fans. They're not HP fans at all. So like when I go fan, they're like just like, dude, you're kind of scaring us. When
a lot as well.
When Crimes of Grindelwald came out, I cut class from college just to catch the first showing. I cut class. So yeah. So if I am fanboying out, that's because I am diehard. I really am. And I think it's the one franchise that will really stick with me to like the very end of my lifetime. Like seriously, that's the one where I'll be like when Deathly Hallows came out, I finished it in one night. The anxiety, like what Kevin said, the anxiety of waiting of who's gonna drop dead. I was like, I couldn't put it down. Like I wish my I remember clearly, my hands were shaking as I turned the pages because I was freaking the hell out. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like who's gonna buy it? Who's gonna buy it? And like, oh man, I cried. Tears. I threw the book. I threw the book when Fred died.
I was in tears when that happened, and I knew he was gonna die.
I threw the book when that line that J.K. Rowling mentions, the ghost of his last smile was etched on his face. I threw the book. I was like, you just did not do that. You do not do that to me. And then I threw it again to the wall when J.K. Rowling just flat out said that Remus and Tonks are dead. I was like, oh, you did not do that. You killed Dobby, you killed Frank. You had to kill Remus and Tonks.
You had to kill the last Marauder.
Oh god, that was so painful. I was like, oh my, why did you have to do that? Oh gee. Yep. So yeah, I was diehard, and I had lots of fanboy moments. With like that's why Deathly Hallows, I profess, is my favorite HP book. When Ron and Hermione kiss after that entire slow burn of 7 books, I was like, dude, finally! I screamed. My mom said, "Exactly, go to sleep." And I was like, "No, I'm not." This just got good. Are you telling me I'm sitting now at the 0 hour of Deathly Hallows? No way. No way.
Like, no sleep tonight.
No sleep tonight. Like, man. Like, I'll be real with you. I was one of those guys, those poor souls who was spoiled that Snape kills Dumbledore. I was spoiled. Like that. Like we had dick bags here in the Philippines. Who was like, guys, Snape kills Dumbledore. And my grades, dude, people were beaten up. Dude, people were punched and sent to the hospital because of that. Like I remember, I think I was grade 5 or grade 6 when that was happening. I was like Half the Prince just came out. And then, like, this dick bag just came in and said, guys, Snape killed Dumbledore, and everyone just attacked him. Sent him to the hospital. Like, legit. Like,
he was the same spell he did.
Yeah, dude. Like, he was just like, everyone everyone jumped on the guy. Like, and everyone started kicking him. It was like, and the teacher had to, like, hold him back. And, like, you couldn't tell the teacher was angry, too, because the teacher was a Harry Potter fan. It was like, how dare you say that? Oh man, that was so painful to hear. That was so painful to hear. So like when that happened in the book, like I cried, but I was like, I knew what happened. So like yeah, I was in tears I was in tears when Hermione took Krum to the ball. I was like, why are you doing that? That's not you. That's not. That's not you.
Oh,
I was so like the Goblet of Fire was my first book, right? I was like, I when that happened, I was in shock. I dropped the book when Cedric the Diggory got killed. I dropped it. I remember falling out. I the injury in the book is still there. Like the pages fell out because I dropped it.
Oh
his
wow.
death was chilling when I read it.
When Cedric the Diggory
Mhm.
got killed, I was destroyed. I was destroyed. I was inconsolable. And I was like, why are you so upset? I was like, because Cedric Diggory got killed, and she was like, who? Who killed? I was like, read the books, mom. Read the book. Okay.
Must
Like,
confirm.
my mom in law school tried reading the Harry Potter book, like the first one. She didn't like it. She said, it's scary. It's witchcraft. It's like, ugh. And then, funny story. When I showed my mom Prisoner of Azkaban and on film, she had nightmares. She woke up screaming. I was like, Mom, what's wrong? What's wrong? I was like, the Dementors are gonna get me. It's like, it's fine. It's fine. And then when I took her on the Forbidden Journey, she didn't want to ride it a second time because of the Dementors. Because at the end, the climax is Dementors swarm you, and there's like animatronic Dementors, and amazing how they do it. They project your face, so it looks like they're sucking out your soul. So it's like my mom's freaking out, like, oh my god, they're Dementors. It's like it's okay, it's animatronics. But I was freaking out the part where in the ride they have spiders drop on you. No, that's my fear. Because like there's spiders that drop on you and they spit on you like venom. It's like, oh my god. Like I was freaking out because I'm an arachnophobe. I hate spiders. I cannot watch that scene in Chamber of Secrets where the spiders come down. I hate that scene.
I know someone who doesn't like spiders as well.
Oh god. So yeah, I'm sorry for like stealing the entire podcast because like I'm so diehard, really. Like, wow, this is my
That's
franchise. This is my territory. Like, I've been like diehard since the beginning. So yeah, sorry for like fanboying out.
No. That's what I told you before we started all this. It's like this is like the franchise that obviously means the world to you. So it's like take the
This is
center
your
stage, man.
moment.
Yeah.
Show the world.
Oh, jeez. Sorry for being like diehard, but yeah, this is the franchise where I'm like, I have to talk about this in length. And I just
Mhm.
finished my marathon yesterday, so I'm like, it's still fresh. So yeah.
Like when I read the books, usually I was yelling at Ron and Hermione for being like, complete jerks to each other. But I think I yelled the most at the Order of the Phoenix, mostly because of Umbridge. I just kept yelling either inside my head or out loud.
Oh, Umbridge was like that's
The most
that's the unification of the fandom.
She's like the most unlikable character, like I think like almost ever written besides Bella from Twilight.
Oh god, like dude, like J.K. Rowling has the tendency to put characters that are so unlikable. Like I hate the Dursleys. I really do. I want them to die in a fire. Except
Good.
Wow.
Dudley's fine because that scene in their house where he talks
Yeah.
to him and yeah, he's fine. Petunia and Vernon can go burn in hell.
I
Marge,
think, yeah, it's fine. I don't like Vernon that much though.
Marge can go die in a fire. I swear to God, I want her to burn.
Because I mean, it's been a while since I read it, but I remember Vernon. He seemed like he started out fine in the beginning of Sorcerer's Stone, when like he didn't really like when he didn't know what was going on. It just seems like as everything went on, he hated Harry more and more.
Yeah,
He
Vernon
went
was
insane in the books and films when the letters kept coming.
Oh,
Mhm.
that was so fun to watch. Like, poor Richard Griffiths. I mean, like that guy died already, and like, but I mean, that's why I say like hate the character, respect the actor. Like Imelda Staunton, I watch a lot of British TV and movies. She's good in other movies that are not Harry Potter, and I gotta give her credit for playing like the most hated character in the world so well. Like seriously,
Doesn't she hate Umbridge as well?
who?
Like
Yeah.
the actress of
Actress
Umbridge.
who
I'm pretty sure I read that
hates
somewhere.
Umbridge hates Umbridge.
I don't see how anyone couldn't hate that character.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I was so sad. Like, I cheered when the senators, like, tied her up and, like, sent her away. I was like, can you please leave her there? Like,
I
take
like
her
the
out.
Don't Tell Lies comeback from Harry.
Oh, dude, that was so awesome.
That was just so
I
awesome.
always wanted to see her die in Deathly Hallows though, and it kind of made me mad that she didn't.
My main gripe with Deathly Hallows Part 1 is, I have a lot of main gripes with it. My main gripe really is when Harry did a stupefy spell on her. It should have been Sectum Sempra. It should have been like, kill her, just kill her. Like,
He didn't know, but he didn't know that yet.
What, at the time?
Did he? Oh no, I thought you were talking in book 5. No, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, and book
6.
7, like, take her
Yeah.
out. Like, Sectum Sempra her ass. Like, I want her dead, dude. Like, I want to see her bleed. Oh, also, to be honest, I'm gonna be real with you. As a book Pierce fan, I got that. I really, to the core of my body, I hate Draco Malfoy.
Mm.
He is not. The only reason why people like him is because Tom Felton is hot. That's it.
Oh no.
That's it. Like, I don't care. Draco Malfoy is an asshole. He is an asshole.
I will agree with you there that he is a bit of a what you just said there. Like for me, I think he's like a little more complex as like the books and series goes on. But
Yeah,
I will agree that he was kind of a jerk.
Dude,
I was happy
not
when
kind of a
Hermione
jerk. He was a
punched him in the
racist.
face.
Like, Mudblood is the equivalent of the N-word in the wizarding world, and that's what he used, like, multiple times. I swear, I hate that character. Like, people say, oh, he was a Death Eater. He wasn't a Death Eater. He turned good. Like, yeah, doesn't excuse him from being an asshole the entire 7 movies or 6 movies, or in the 6 books. Like, he's fine in Deathly Hallows because he realized, like, yeah, I've been a dick and I'm sorry. And yeah, I give him the pass for, like, okay, yeah, fine, yeah, you changed. But that guy is so overhyped in the fandom. Like, seriously, that guy is, like, so overhyped in the fandom. Like, honestly, like, look at the top in the HP fandom. Look at the top the ships. The top 2 are Draco and Hermione and Draco and Harry. Those are the 2. Like, why? Why would you put that?
Like, I don't understand those ships as well. Like, oh my goodness.
And the thing, okay, and also I'm gonna get flack for this. Hermione in the movies is so overrated. She needs to cut down.
She's like the perfect character in the books.
Yeah, she's like
in the movies, she has like no flaws
whatsoever. Like, she has no flaws.
Oh, dear.
She's always there for Harry. And the thing is, because of that, the backlash of that is because she's so deified as perfect.
Well, and like another, like, just my example, my go-to is in the book in part 3 when she's trying to do the Patronus, she can't and she passes out. In the movie, they didn't even attempt to show her trying to do it, did they?
Yeah, they didn't attempt.
That was a scene in the books that perfectly showed she can't do everything. And then they just omitted it from the movie entirely.
My main gripe was the fact that in that Prisoner of Azkaban, the book, she was in the wrong in the Scabbers versus Crookshanks fight. That's her fault. She didn't take responsibility for her cat. She let roam free, and then, well, obviously, Scabbers being who he is later revealed in the movie, it's not entirely her fault. But when it was set up to be like, oh, Scabbers is dead, Crookshanks ate him, Hermione was like, no, he didn't. Like, he's perfect. And then everyone was just saying, apologize. And she didn't want to apologize. She was she wasn't emotionally connected to what Ron was feeling at that moment. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Or in Half-Blood Prince, when she sent, why does everyone look over this detail? She sent ravenous birds to peck and claw at Ron's face. She did that. And everyone says, oh no, she's perfect. Like, dude, she sent birds to claw at Ron's face. That should be at least a suspension, right?
And all just because he dated another girl.
All because all because she was so petty in book 6, I swear. All because she didn't Ron focused her attention on another girl that wasn't her. Like, say what you will about Ron and Goblet of Fire, where he gets jealous because of she was with Victor Crumb. He never sent ravenous birds to go after her mom when it happened. Right? Am I right?
Never said birds.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. And here's the thing, because Hermione is so overhyped because of the movies, she's paired with like every single character in the entire Harry Potter lore. Like, legit, go on the fandom, go to Archive of Our Own, like Hermione X Voldemort, Hermione X Bellatrix,
You
Hermione
don't out of here. Goodbye.
Hermione X Greyback. Seriously, it's just like, it's too much. Ah, man,
Oh dear.
yeah,
Yes.
it's a lot. It's a lot. So hopefully, like in the next, like in the upcoming weekends, when we discuss each 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, we get to talk about more about how these movies were good and how in some ways they weren't so good. So like, I've been rambling on way too much. Like, how about more of your thoughts, Kevin, Chad, about how this franchise has affected you? Like, really, because I've been talking like forever.
You're good. Kevin, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I gotta say the franchise actually has really affected me well in terms of like, getting into more films. Cause like when I saw how Harry Potter was just awesome, I was thinking, what else is out there? Like, what other films will I find that I think will be good? Like, I'm interested in the Lord of the Rings franchise. Like, I was interested in like, what about some of the classics that I haven't seen? Like, like Indiana Jones, E.T., some of the other stuff that I haven't seen yet. So Harry Potter has really helped me to, you know, get more interested in other films. But like with the series itself, like I love it so much because for the first time probably I was truly like connected to like the characters. Like I felt like a part of myself was in each and every one of them actually. So that was like the beginning of where I was beginning to see how I was in some ways like them. So that was just like a strange discovery I found. I also liked it how like at least for me, I thought all the movies were good, which was kind of strange for me because usually for like franchises, there's at least one bad film in there. So that was like a big surprise for me. And like the franchise, like I don't think I was very obsessed with any other franchise at that point. Like maybe Star Wars might give it a run for its money, but like when I got into Harry Potter, I got into Harry Potter. Like I told you how I got lots of merchandise. Like when the new Lego sets were coming out actually, which was perfect timing actually because they were coming out around the time I saw the films. I immediately went out to buy every single one of them, or at least the ones I could find. And I'm still trying to complete my collection with the Prisoner of Azkaban and Goblet of Fire sets. I'm excited for the new sets on, like the other films as well. So that played like a big role as well in making me lose more money. And yeah, like I think Harry Potter has really affected my life, and it will continue to affect my life as well. So it was just an awesome franchise to see, and it was just great. It was like an amazing experience. I don't think I'll ever have this experience with any other franchise ever.
What film affected you the most, Kevin? Like, what film really like made you like really affect you emotionally?
Probably the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Ah, same.
Yeah, that like I haven't seen it in a while, so like many of the my true feelings on it is it's faded a little bit, but when I see it again, it'll probably all come back because like it made me very emotional, especially that opening. That opening was just showed me like this is gonna be a big, but also like very emotional, very tense, like dramatic, all of that.
Oh, yes. The opening of of Hogwarts with the Dementors like circling around the school, like, and then you hear Lily's theme. It's like, wow, dude, like we're in for a finale. But we're gonna talk about more
Yeah.
of that.
I wish
The
I
very-
saw that in theaters, because like that would have been like the best thing I probably would have ever saw. Like just hearing the music and just feeling the atmosphere and all that.
no joke. Like there are some, like, go to YouTube. There are like recordings of people reacting to the Deathly Hallows opening, and you can hear them crying, dude. Like legit. My cinema was like that. Like when the Warner Brothers logo showed, people were already sobbing because it's the last Warner Bros. Logo with the Harry Potter attached to it. I was like, oh god. Yeah, dude. Seriously. How about you, Chad? Your thoughts on the movies or the books, whatever.
I'm not as attached to them as you guys are. I still agree. I respect all eight initial Harry Potter movies. I don't have a problem with the first Fantastic Beasts, and yeah, like I said, I'll get around to the second one at some point. But I think the thing that I can appreciate the most about them is in a world and society that we live in now, where people are more into like being on their phones or watching TV or playing video games as opposed to reading. It's really encouraging seeing a franchise that's still as topical and as popular as Harry Potter is, that's still getting kids to want to read, that still makes them want to be like, oh my gosh, there's books based on these movies, and people like you guys, oh, the books have better stuff in them. It's just good seeing that people are still wanting to read, and it's good that it connects the movie franchise with the book franchise, because like that, it's hard to see it nowadays, because like, oh, just using the MCU as an example, we don't have a book that I can read and get like a different adaptation of for Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'd have to dive through dozens of different comics. But with as popular as Harry Potter still is, you can go back and read the Half-Blood Prince and see how it weighs up next to the film in the way they adapted it. So yes, it is a good franchise. It really is. It's just I think I'm happier with the cultural impact it has, as opposed to what it actually means to me. I've got plenty of other franchises on my books that are some of my favorites that I'll defend until my final breath. Same as it seems like this one is for you guys.
I have plenty of those.
What's that?
I have plenty of films that I will defend until the day I die.
I know one, but if we talk about that here, we might get shot. Or say it.
You guys will get shot.
I know you like BVS. Like you love BVS to death, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait until when we talk about DC. Like, you guys better invite me on there.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's sometime in the summer, isn't it?
You guys, yeah, June. You guys know way more about DC than I ever will. I told you this.
An expert, only an expert on BVS.
I told you this is where I'm well versed at. Anything else, you guys are the experts at.
Everything else, right? I'm an expert on Godzilla and horror films. There you go.
I think I would say I'm an expert on Star Wars, Harry Potter, and maybe that's it. Or Jurassic Park.
Well, Jurassic Park's a franchise I want to talk about soon, but I have. But yeah,
I don't even remember when we're talking about that one.
Is it even slated?
I think it's on our schedule. I don't remember.
We'll check it out. But so yeah, I mean, here's a question for you, Chad. Do you think any of the Harry Potter films you've seen are bad, or there's some that are well made than others?
None are bad. To me, it's just like the Rocky franchise. Not a single bad one. There might be some like Rocky 5 and Deathly Hallows Part 1 that aren't as good as the rest, but I can't call any of them bad movies.
Yeah, they're all well made for sure.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think the one that probably to me, we'll go further into like our favorite ones, but like you're saying, the one that affected you the most for me probably still is Goblet of Fire, because to me that's when the whole franchise changed. That's when they went from these teenagers just going to school to suddenly they're thrust into this world at war, and they're still middle-aged teenaged kids. from Harry witnessing Cedric getting killed right in front of him, to the rebirth of Voldemort, to stepping forward into an uncertain future and not knowing what was going to happen. I mean, that to me was like the biggest turning point of the whole franchise, I thought.
Yes, I have to agree. Despite me not liking Goblet of Fire that much, and we'll get into it when we get into it, when we hit Goblet of Fire, I do love the last act. The last act makes everything. The minute Harry enters the maze, the last shot of the trio watching Durmstrang and Bob Adams leave,
we'll talk more of it when we get to it. But yeah, comparing book to movie, the movie feels very bare bones compared to the meat and potatoes of the book. But I can still enjoy it because, like you said, the last act, I love watching the different tasks they had to do. I think a lot of that still holds up. But yeah, there was a lot in the book that did not make, and that's a problem with this entire franchise is the movies you're getting are very bare bones compared to what the books are going to tell you.
I mean, like, you did have to cut some stuff for, like, you know, runtime and all that.
Yeah, but to me, the biggest flaw that I have, and this is just me, I'm not sure about whether it is with you, but the biggest flaw I really have is the fact that, in all honesty, some of the characters are not well written. Like, they're really not, like, Ron is goofy, yeah, but he's also really a good supportive friend of Harry Potter, and the movies really kind of sidelined him for Hermione. I will never forgive them for that, really, because maybe it's just me. I relate to Ron the most, but that's just me, and that's why when I read the books, I can feel for the guy and relate to him. But that's why when I watch movies and I see Rupert Grint doing his best to portray the character of Ron, and he's just the script is not doing him justice. I was like, wow, man. That's why that's the taint in the franchise that I will never be able to, like, remove, because I cannot see properly beyond that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think my biggest issue with, like, the franchise, like the film series, is probably because it can feel a little disconnected sometimes, because, like, you know, they would have, like, some plot lines, like, just pop up out of nowhere, like the shard from the mirror. So that can feel a little jarring sometimes, and it can be a little annoying since the series they're continuing as the books were coming out.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so some of the plot points are really, like, out of nowhere. That's a perfect example. The mirror shard, which was never built up, is suddenly built up. It's suddenly brought up into Deathly Hallows Part 1, because, like, that was there in Order of the Phoenix. Sirius gave it to Harry, and that was never that was set up, but it was never really shown in the movies. That's why personally, if they reboot Harry Potter, I want a TV show or a Netflix series, not really a movie, because we had the movies. The movies are great, except that I want them to go in depth, like, all out, you know, like, make it 100% like the books, but make it a TV series. That's just me.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like, that's just me being cynical, you know, like me being a diehard fan.
I would like to see a reboot in, like, maybe many decades later, not now, like maybe a while.
Yeah.
Like, a long while.
Yeah, long while from now, like maybe 30 years from now, 40. Like, when it's finally died down, reboot it for a new generation, so that more people will get into the books and read.
Then, like, this time actually, like, you know, plan it out and, you know, do them complete justice.
Yeah, because since they started making them when the books weren't even done yet, because I remember I was reading something that basically, like, JK wouldn't tell them everything, but there was a lot they had to check with her on. Like, I think I remember reading something originally when Order of the Phoenix, the movie, came out, they weren't even going to have Creature in it. And then Rowling was like, nope, you have to include him.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, they weren't. I remember that saying that Creature was like a last minute add-in, which is why he has 2 scenes in the entire.
He's literally blink and miss him.
Yeah.
Or like did you guys hear how, like when Alan Rickman was going to portray Snape in the first movie, like J.K. Rowling told him what his fate was.
Yes, I did remember hearing about that he was one of the only ones who knew how everything was going to end.
Yeah, like J.K. Rowling revealed that no, not his fate. The J.K. Rowling said the secret to playing Snape. J.K. Rowling told him that Snape was in love with Harry's mom. And
Oh.
not his fate, not that he died, that he was in love with Harry's mom. That's why he's so bitter, because his arch enemy married Harry's mom. That's why.
That's his. Whoops.
That's why Alan Rickman killed Snape, because he got that secret, and that's how he knew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah. Wow. We have a lot to talk about when we hit the movies. We really do.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
This is gonna be so fun. I can finally fanboy out. Like, I can release 18 years worth of fanboy.
It's fun for you guys to get to do it, because like this, like the big franchise that you guys want to talk about, like this, obviously Harry Potter, 8 films. Like, if I ever want to fanboy out over the Godzilla franchise, which is mine, that's gonna take me so damn long.
Oh no.
And I'll be alone because there's so many
I'm
movies.
willing to watch all just for you, since you're doing this with us. Like,
Oh,
seriously.
it's gonna take so long to watch all of them.
No, it's okay, dude. I
already finished the first 3 Harry Potter movies. I might watch the 4th one today.
Nice. Nice. So perfect. So guys, next week, Kevin, Chad, and I will dive in for the first 3 Harry Potter movies. Philosopher's Stone. I'm not calling it Sorcerer's Stone. Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, and Prisoner of Azkaban. So guys, we can't wait about this.
And here's a quick question: is it only Sorcerer's Stone in America?
Yeah.
Is it Philosopher's Stone everywhere else on the planet?
It's everywhere else on the planet. It's Philosopher's Stone except for America.
I thought there were a few countries that did have Sorcerer's Stone, but like the majority, I'm pretty sure, was Philosopher.
Because I mean, there's also, that's the funny thing, and we can dive into that more in the first episode. But just real quick, why did they? I mean, sorcerer, I guess, sounds cooler, but there's a big difference between a sorcerer and a philosopher. They're not the same thing.
I don't know why they changed it for.
I might link you a video that explains that. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
It's like I found a video from like a Harry
Nicholas
Potter.
Flamel wasn't really a sorcerer.
Nicholas Flamel is like.
He wasn't a sorcerer at all. He was a philosopher.
Yeah, in real life, he did he exist in real life? He did, right?
What? Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
He did exist in real life, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
No, I have to.
He did exist in real life.
Oh, so like he's free reign, right? Because I know there's another book series called The Alchemist where he's also there, but it's not connected to Harry Potter at all.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, I read it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, right. So yeah, Sorcerer's Stone, I think they made it in America so that they can make it more magical. I think. But I seriously doubt that's the case. I'm not.
I guess they were worried about that. Like people would be less interested because of the title, even though the Philosopher's Stone was selling very well.
Yeah, that's the one. I don't understand why they. I think that's why. Kevin's right. I think that's the reason why they made it more interesting, because the American.
I think it's just because sorcerer sounds cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
The Americans also changed the American version of the cover was also made to be more magical, so people would be more interested. Like the British cover of Philosopher's Stone is Harry in front of the train, but in the American version, which I have the American version. The American version, it's Harry riding a stick.
Yeah, and catching the snitch.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I have the British version. I'm pretty sure.
All right.
Oh yeah, I do. I have it right here.
Yeah. So what is it? It's Harry in front of the Hogwarts Express, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So there was no mention of like magic in front of the cover, which is why America wanted to change it, supposedly. So yeah, that's how it is. So guys, next week, Kevin, Chad, and I will dive deep into Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, and Prisoner of Azkaban. We're so excited. Well, I'm excited to talk about this. I'm sure
I'm
Kevin
excited.
is. Chad,
Mm-hmm.
thank you for being with us, dude. Really, this is like insane. So thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye, guys.